This story is so sick.
Go for it.
Elizabeth Chambers, who is the estranged, separated wife of Armie Hammer, has now been accused of using an anonymous friend's email and name to reach out to journalists and media outlets to snitch on her husband during the whole media storm that surrounded his cannibalism scandal.
I took issue with the term snitch because I feel like it devalues how serious this thing should be, but it's also stupid.
But it is, and she was also using the real allegations that were leveled against him to
win custody of their kids.
Yeah,
Yep.
to use it as leverage in their custody dispute.
Yep.
And now that it's all over, she says they're on good terms again and they're co-parenting. But she used these people as the middlemen and her personal vendetta against him.
People got angry that she used the term healing for her husband. They're like, he shouldn't be healing. He should be in jail. So it says she got by with a little help from her friend. Armie Hammer's estranged wife, Elizabeth Chambers, allegedly used a friend's email account to secretly talk with journalists as their marriage became destroyed. Just further proof, guys, that nothing in Hollywood is real and that everything you're seeing is a fabrication fed to you by a bunch of narcissistic people who know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
So if you see sincerity, they want you to see sincerity. They've obtained emails and text messages from the friend's account that claim that Chambers, age 40, discreetly pretended to be the friend and reportedly provided media outlets with information about Hammer, who's 4 years younger than her. I didn't know that.
It's so funny because, like, if he were 4 years older,
totally normal,
it would be like whatever.
Yeah.
But it's notable for some reason.
It is.
She's a woman.
Her friend, who wanted her name to be withheld due to privacy concerns. Well, that's funny. I wonder if Armie Hammer had privacy concerns when you were leaking. I'm kidding. Said that
this is a pro Armie Hammer podcast. No, don't clip me.
Is there a pro cannibalism argument to be made here? I don't know.
I've always been anti Armie Hammer because I think he's not a cannibal. He's just cringy. And
Well, yeah,
he's
it's
just
like
weird.
wants women to think that he's
Thank you.
interesting.
Thank
you.
Thank you. The worst part of all that is like when they talk about cannibalism as if he actually did it.
This is literally the same level of corniness as like Adam Levine saying, "Holy effing f, your body is absurd."
But
like,
there's actual allegations against Armie
I know
Hammer.
there are actual allegations, but they got memory hold in favor of making headlines about him being a cannibal, which is entirely untrue to our knowledge.
And they keep him like the cannibalism. What do they say? Like, thank you guys.
He has a weird fetish and thinks that it equates to a personality trait or a hobby. When it
I don't even know if he believes that. It's just they've made it who he is.
Well,
now.
it's that he wanted women to think he's like dangerous and a bad boy. So he like sent them these weird text messages and saw how far he could get away
Adam
with it.
Levine can start a club for teaching people
For not knowing how to
flirt.
flirt over text.
They can him and Adam Levine.
They
can
need a
start
support group.
a Bad Flirters Anonymous.
Yeah.
They could make. In fact, that will be their comeback movie. Like where it's going to be two guys going on a road trip after finding out that they do in fact have zero game with women on social media.
What is it that you call it? Run game.
They can't run game, and hilarity will ensue. So he's denied the allegations against him because, of course, just one of these times I want a celebrity to just be like, yeah.
Yep,
Totally,
I did it.
Totally.
What
did
are you
it.
gonna do
What
about
do you do
it?
about it? Well, you know, like I you know.
Well, we read some of the serious allegations against him, and they are like actually outrageous if they're true. But he denies everything, though.
And we can't prove it, so for now we have to. All we can really judge on is the absurdity of the story as a whole.
Yeah.
She also said that her and Chambers are no longer pals, so this whole incident ruined her friendship with this person.
Yeah. So she had to tell Chambers that her email account got hacked just to get her to stop using it to reach out to media outlets with tips.
Change your password.
Yeah, that's what she did. But she was like, "Oh, someone hacked me."
Why didn't Chambers just make a fake email account?
How did she give her friend access in the first place? Like,
I think Chambers wanted to rope somebody else into her drama. And that's specifically why
like
she didn't make up her own alias.
Yeah, it sounds like she and Armie Hammer are like...
Maybe she's just...
They're attention seekers.
Or maybe she just doesn't know how to make an email address and she just needed a friend to do it. She just didn't know how to set up an email account.
Or like she didn't want it to be tied to her IP address or something.
VPNs are a thing, right?
I don't know.
Like, I like the idea that she does... you know what? No. I'm going with the idea that she doesn't know how to set up an email address and she just asked her friend to do it for her. That's a cooler version. She's just super boomer.
I think that the quotes from these alleged messages are really the most bizarre part, because this, we already have the allegation that she used this anonymous woman, Effie, and her serious allegations to get custody of her two kids. But now we see how casually she treated it behind closed doors.
Do you want to read some of this?
Yeah. So she said, yes, the excerpts from his disaster GQ cover shoot. We need to get back to commenting and sending tips, this time to the Daily Mail and the Sun, about Lily James. So she wanted to make a rumor that he had an affair with Lily James, who he was on a movie called Rebecca with.
Again,
at the
rumor,
time.
which means that she's actively fabricating for the sake of her kids, which means lying is happening on all sides of the aisle now.
And then she wrote this about herself, allegedly. She's an amazing woman. She doesn't deserve this. You couldn't ask for a more stunning, devoted wife, and she's a great mom to their two little ones.
Wait, is Lily James married or in a relationship? Because that now
No. She's
no, I know, but I'm saying I'm still hung up on the Lily James things. Like,
oh, yeah.
So you're actively roping in somebody who has nothing to do with this, doesn't deserve the scrutiny, and you're creating it so that you can keep your kids.
And Lily James denied it.
Yeah. So to me, the very, very serious allegations of actual assault are the only thing that matter anymore, because they're proving that they're
Also,
both dishonest.
Those are really serious, and
Yes.
to be like, okay, and now push that he had a rumored affair with someone else. Like,
Yeah.
if you really felt like your kids were in danger and you needed to be in full custody of them, like, why not honestly pursue that? You know what I mean? Why not be like, look, I'm not comfortable. Like, he has these really serious allegations against him. We have small children. Like, I feel like they're at threat of violence. Like, instead of being like, now make it sound like he was just cheating on me and I'm the poor wife. Like,
yeah, and another
what is
thing
your
is
issue?
she used her friend's identity to send screenshots of Armie Hammer's Finsta account, one of which was a picture of him by a pool, and she made this, it's really clever wording actually, but like lounging poolside as his career burns down in flames.
I remember that photo.
Yeah, and she sent, along with these screenshots, requests to her friend, please ask her, the journalist, to pay close attention to his captions and let her know if any of the last 9 attachments you just sent did not come through. It's highly important that she receives everything.
Which article are we in right now? I want to put this on screen.
Oh, I can send it to you.
Is this the page 6 one?
It's on page 6, but it's not the same one you're looking at, maybe. It's allegedly posed as her friend to leak Armie Hammer stories.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's in this article. And she also said, I need her to agree to you that she will only attribute this to one of his many victims. So it seems like she wanted this anonymous friend to pose as an alleged victim of her husband. And not only that, but she pressured Effie to press charges against him.
My instinct is to say that that's absolutely evil, but knowing how important children are, I can understand acting rashly and making poor decisions because you care deeply about.
But she's
your
also
kids.
dehumanizing other people in the process.
If other people weren't being hurt in the process, it would be a lot more.
I understand
easier
the
to
motivation,
understand, but it doesn't make it right.
See, but I also think like this thing that she's writing, like she is an amazing wife, truly stunning, like about her physical appearance and a good mom. Like I feel like it sounds like two narcissists met and married each other, and I feel really bad for their children. It's not that narcissists can't care actively about their children or want to protect them, but like it seems like all of this is coming from a very warped perspective.
It's about her image.
It's about both of their images, right? Like why does he have a Finsta? Like this is
literally like a grown man
also,
in his 30s
while
with
his
a Finsta
career
account.
goes up in
It's a fake Insta account. It just means that you have a private account on the side.
like the
like a sock puppet account.
No,
except for like it's like
people know it's you, but only like the people in the know.
Well, actually,
like Lord supposedly had one called Lord of the Rings, and it's, like spelled the way her name is, and it's just where she reviewed like onion rings.
Honestly, one of
I don't
my
ever confirm or deny.
one of my big things that I thought celebrities should be doing is having private accounts for just family, where they can talk about politics and all the stuff that they say that pisses everyone off, and then keep your public profile more
Mitt
sanitized.
Romney had one of those once on Twitter,
but of course,
not go well.
the whole point of talking about politics if you're a celebrity is for attention. So
well, also there are like you can use I forget what it's called. Tiny Beans is just like a private one that you can share like just directly to your family, images of your kids. Like there are alternative platforms that you could use if you really feel like you need sort of the function of a social media.
Do you guys ever post the close friends thing on Instagram on the story? Do you have any? Like,
I have, but I don't know what could be so secret that I want to put on Instagram anyway.
I do sometimes when it's like memories with friends that I don't necessarily want on my, like I don't know if they would want on a public Instagram. You know what I mean? Especially because I have friends who are like more private.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Lana Del Rey has a Finsta, but it's like a Finsta with almost 1 million followers now.
So
but compared to her main account, it's way smaller, so
Yeah.
she feels like it's more intimate
It's more
to post on there.
Well, it's more intimate to post to my million.
It was private for a long time.
Yeah.
I'd like request
Did you get approved?
I got in eventually, but she just made it public, so it didn't matter anymore.
Every day she is like one of those things where every day they just have to hit yes like 15 times.
You have to have the correct Lana Del Rey quote in your bio.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
That's perfect. So we understand the motivation for doing such dubious behavior, but not necessarily the fallout with people in your warpath is not necessarily the best.
Yeah,
thing.
she even said of Effie, who by the way leveled serious allegations and said that she was suicidal to Chambers. Yes, she's just dramatic. They're all crazy. As in all of these alleged victims are crazy.
So she doesn't even care about the victim. She just
She
cares
doesn't
about
care.
getting.
But then
she
when
cares that
talking
he
to-
got caught
Yeah.
and that it's going to affect her ability to raise her kids.
Yeah, and now that
of,
it doesn't
though.
affect her parenting situation anymore, she's like, we're healing, we're great,
And
everything's
people were
fine.
like, "How dare you say that?"
Did
they
she
were
get
healing?
custody then? Do they share custody?
They're still
Share
married. They're
custody.
estranged, not divorced.
Oh my god. See, this is what I mean. Like, I think these people are, and I mean this actually empathetically, like, they are toxic and need help, and I feel very sad for their children. I think probably I want to believe the best that they do both want their children to have good things, but like the drama and the attention from the media is like drawing out the narcissism, right? Like she didn't try to go to, I mean, maybe she did and we're not reading about it, that she was like, he has to go to counseling. I want like a therapist to check him out because she calls him like a true psychopath. Like if you really felt like your kids were in danger, theoretically you'd want to shield them from the scrutiny of the press because now their dad is always going to have these allegations on the internet, which especially if the allegations are serious, that's real. But to make it about yourself and about how you come across to sort of launch your name seems weird to me.
I get more annoyed every time I read the term cannibalism accusations. There are literally no accusations.
It's such a psyop.
There are
Sorry,
no
we're calling everything a psyop, but everything is a psyop.
There are no accusations of cannibalism. There are accusations that he made weird comments to women that he wanted to eat them.
And then the real
he's an
allegations
idiot.
are things that I can't even repeat here because it's not YouTube friendly.
And it makes the real allegations more, it almost makes it does them a disservice
It's just
by
like the
making
Adam
it comical.
Levine thing.
Yes.
It's just like that. Alleged flirting. Why do we need to use this language that minimizes the importance of actual accusations of crimes?
Because this is the world we live in now.
So she told Effie, the one who accused Armie Hammer of raping her,
R-wording her.
R-wording her.
R-wording her.
I really need custody of my precious children. Do you think you could make a declaration this week? It will all be private. I don't want to pressure you, but your insight is much more in depth than the others we have.
Even saying precious children at that point in the
precious
statement.
children.
Yeah.
Well, she's trying to appeal to this girl's sense of humanity, right? Like something bad allegedly happened to her, and now this woman is like, I'm trying to protect my children. Like if you don't speak out, then you're potentially putting children in harm's way. Like that's really manipulative and weird.
Yeah.
This guy could have been Batman at one point. Just think. Dane would have what would have Dane have thought if he had become
Didn't he play the Winklevoss twins?
Yeah, he did.
So funny. I had no idea at the time I watched that movie that he was the Winklevoss
And I
twins.
believe he was in the was he in the movie with Johnny Depp? The I'm gonna have to look
All I
it
know
up.
is he was in Call Me by Your Name. He was in
Wasn't
The Social
he in,
Network.
Gossip Girl.
He was in the Social Network.
Was he in Gossip
I
Girl?
could be wrong. I mix him up with other tall.
He could have easily been.
sort of Scandinavian-looking actors. Let's see.
That's funny.
The Lone Ranger. That's what I'm thinking of. He was in the Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp.
See, he's not a nobody.
No, he's not. He's
By any
absolutely
Well, he
not.
had
stretch.
like this career that was building, and that's why some of this was like he was on.
Oh, and Death on the Nile.
Yeah,
where he was actually the spoiler alert, one of the bad guys.
Yeah,
and then they had to completely downplay him in the marketing because you don't want a cannibal eating Gal Gadot in your movie, so you can't do that.
Are you guys interested in House of Hammer, the docuseries?
I don't give a crap.
I don't either. I can't bring myself to.
I actually like the idea of his dad being about his grandfather being called Stalin's favorite capitalist. Like that side of it was kind of interesting to me.
It's just when they start saying cheesy stuff like their family is like Succession on steroids.
Yeah.
And you're putting it through the lens of TV shows as if it's just as fictional.
Yeah.
I'm not interested then.
Oh yeah, he was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., the remake with Henry Cavill. That was the other thing, yeah.
I just don't think he's that interesting, and this really feels like other than how serious some of the allegations against him are, it feels like some super wealthy couple that's both got personality issues getting divorced, and like I don't care to indulge those stories, right? So why would I watch a docuseries on it?
Yeah. So it just proves to you further how many layers to the media apparatus go into everything you read about all of these people.
We don't even know if this whole thing is true because we don't have the supposed screenshots that Page Six and CNN have obtained.
Exactly.
We haven't seen them. We don't know if they're real.
So all of this could kind of be its own psyop. A psyop within a psyop. It's
layers.
Psyopception.
Psyops have layers.
Yes. So it's all kind of a mess. But it does prove to you that they absolutely understand the importance of the media when it comes to working out their problems. The problem is it becomes everyone else's baggage because when they make these things part of the public consciousness, talking about Armie Hammer doesn't just become a topic about Armie Hammer. It becomes a topic about men in power and power dynamics and the relationship between the sexes in this country. So while they're working out their bull stuff, we're suffering in the long term. That's a crisis in pop culture crisis, believe it or not.
Yeah, there's a reason that this show says crisis in the title.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.